Okay, it's time for us to build our notes project now. Let's get back to our code editor here, and I'm going to close all these files. Okay, I'm going to minimize all this stuff. And now we can get to our site folder here. I'm going to increase the size of this terminal here. Okay, I'm going to close this running server. And now we need to create our notes app. So we're going to say Python, or we can simply say Django admin start app notes and hit enter. Okay, so now you can see that we have a new folder here called notes. Okay, so the first thing, as soon as we create the notes app, is what we have to do is we have to register the notes app in the settings.py file. So I'm going to open my site and go to settings.py. I'm going to minimize this, and here we're going to register that. We're going to say notes. Save that. Now let's start working on our notes app. So I'm going to minimize this one. Let's go to notes folder, and then from here we're going to navigate to the models.py. I'm going to close the settings.py file here. Okay, I'm going to go to models.py, and then we're going to create our first model. So what we're going to call this is we're going to give a class, and then we're going to say notes, and that's basically models.model. And inside that we want a title. Okay, and I want the title to be a char field with max length of 200 characters. Okay, I need a text field which should have unlimited character option, so I'm going to use text field. And then we need a created a date time option inside that, and so I'm going to say created is equals to models dot date time field, and then we're going to say auto now add. I'm going to set that to true. Okay, so let's save that. Now that our notes model is created, the next thing is we need to create migrations. And here we're going to say Python manage.py, and the first thing what we have to do is we're going to say make migrations. Okay, and hit enter. And you can see here that we have a message which says that migrations for notes has been created. So create model notes. So we have the first one called 0001_initial.py. So here you can see in the notes app folder we have a folder called migrations, and if I open this up we have the first file called this initial.py, that is 0001. So if I open this up, now make sure you don't modify this. Okay, don't change this. Now here you can see that it has some bunch of Python code. So this is what all ORM is all about. So basically Django is going to take all these files and it's going to modify that into the SQL code, and then it's going to send it into the database which is over here. Okay, so I'm not going to modify this, I'm just going to close this. Okay, now that the migration is done, the next thing for us to do is to migrate this to our database. So I'm going to say migrate and then hit enter. And I can see that all migrations, including the admin, auth, content types, and this is our app, notes, is done fine. So it says, okay, so the migration is now complete, and now we can run the server. So I'm going to say run server and hit enter. Okay, our server is running fine. And I get back here, and then I'm just going to go back to home page and hit refresh, and our site is running fine too. But we need to check if that model is registered inside the admin. So it's not going to be registered yet because we haven't added anything yet. So let's just check it once more. So here you can see that we have groups, we have users, but we don't have the notes app which we created. So in the next class, we're going to see how we can add that inside the admin panel.